चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवा सादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः तवे वास्मि ना जीवामि त्वया विना उद्विग्य राधिके तुम ना च माम शांतिगम श्याम सुंदर शिखंड शेखर स्मरहास्य मुरली मनोहर राधिकर सिक्मा कृपा निधि सजीवी चरणन किंकिणम गुरु। रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी पाठ की जाए. So only some shlokas were there. Those shlokas were in Bhagya Dasha. 3-4 shlokas. Now again he is entering into his Antardasha. And Antardasha he is actually now going to reveal his desire to serve the Lordship. Right? Mm. Amen. Verse 7. Ati utkartrena nitram वीरहन्न लेना दंडादयामन हृदया कीलकापि दासी हा स्वामिनी क्षणम इह प्रणयेन गंधम अक्राधानयन विदूर विलपमी पद्ये. O Swamini, now O Swamini, the heart of this maid servant constantly burns in a great fire of separation from you. Being thus afflicted and crying with the great love, I lament in the following verse. In this shloka, he has given two kinds of prayers. One in his Swarup, Avesh, eternal identity, where she internally is a Radhadasi, Rati Manjari, right? Or Tulasi Manjari, both. And the other is in Raghunath Das Goswami's form. Okay? So they are saying May 23rd, 1994, Avesh, meaning Gurudev has explained in a very nice way. So Gurudev is saying Avesh means like a fire in iron. Fire is working, iron is not working. When Krishna went to Mathura, gopis were envisioning Krishna and saw that Krishna was there, but not in front of them. They were so much absorbed in Krishna that at last they thought that I am Krishna. They began to play on the flute and telling others that, oh, see, who's sweet, who's sweet I am moving, how sweet, how I am laughing. I am Krishna. How sweetly I am moving. A gopi told another gopi, she is Putna, I am Krishna. This is all Avesh. If one has Avesh in Krishna Bhajan, then it is Bhajan. Otherwise, it is like Archan. Very important. Huh? So you should have Avesh. Swarup Avesh means two. One Krishna Swarup, another is my Swarup. What is my Swarup? Like father, mother, gopi. Sorry. What is Vesha? That is my Swarup. Jeevan Swarup hai Krishna Nitya Das. In the Swarup, rather than Krishna Swarup, or by that mood, we have a greed. Like Rupa Manjari, our Guru Manjari, and I will have Avesh in them. So if there is no Avesh, that is Archan. ठीक है. Very important point. So this form is also not material. Because Raghunath Goswami is an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Both Avesh are Chinmay Nitya, but one is with Radhika and Krishna, and one is with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Raghunath Das Goswami. He is in the Sadhak Shri, but the other Avesh is Siddha Swarup. Rati Manjari is not a Sadhana Sharira. She is Swarup Siddha Vastu. Swarup Siddha Vastu is the same as Vastu Siddhi. The Rati Manjari is not Sadhak Shri. She is Swarup Siddha Vastu. गोरा गोरा दरवाजा बंद कर. वो दरवाजा बंद दरवाजा बंद कर. आवाज करूंगा. दरवाजा पूरा बंद कर. So, very important point. The Rati Manjari is not a sadhaka sharira. She is Swarupa Siddhi Avastha. Means she is Vastu Siddhi. In her real form, in Gopi form, that is called Siddha Avastha. Siddha Swarup. Like Krishna is Siddha. Radhika is Siddha. Rupa Manjari is Siddha. Lalita is Siddha. So, Kila Kapidasi, in a male form, no one can enter the realm of Radha and Krishna to serve Srimati Radhika. Only in the Gopi Swarup can one go there. As Raghunath Das Goswami, he cannot go there. So he is saying, I am Kapi Dasi. I am any Dasi. Danda Dhaya Mana Hridaya. This means he is always with Srimati Radhika. Why is he then repenting? Raghunath Goswami says, I am this male form, I am not able to see Radhika and Krishna or Guru or the gopis. By outer, he is feeling separation, but it also goes into the Surup of that gopi. If a sadhak is not in his eternal gopi bhav, but he has some greed, then he can also follow Raghunath Das Goswami. We are not seeing Radhika, but yet we can feel some sorrow that we are not seeing Radhika. Very beautiful. Raghunath Das Goswami is feeling so much separation for Srimati Radhika. At first in sadhana, and then he enters into the avesh of Gopi Bhav. So actually, there's a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, Lal Bhai, Lal Govind Prabhu from America. He sent me a message today that Prabhu, what is the process? I am like feeling that I have no entry in Raganuga Bhakti. And I said that why are you thinking that way? Why are you thinking that way? He said, no, well, I want to no. Then I told him that suppose if anybody wants to come to America, they go to the agents, and the agent he has the full knowledge. Sometimes he has full knowledge of all the documentation, what all documents would be required, how much bank account should be there, what is the process, where to go, how to go, what to put, how to put, blah 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 blah. But it's not compulsory that he must have gone or he had gone to America. Not all the agents have gone to America, but they know what is the procedure and what is the process. Same way, if you know the process, it becomes easy for you to go to America, right? But if you know, the entire thing, how to apply for the visa, you can easily go. Same way, when you are acquiring knowledge about Rag Marg, Raga Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, Krishna Prema, Radha Dasasva, if you're thinking about that, definitely one day you will achieve it. It's like we are talking to each other when you're in America, I'm in Vrindavan, and I said, hey, you know what? Next time when you come, I'll take you to Radha Bhauri. Radha Bhauri is a place where Radha Rani is bathing her hair every day. And then you're meditating in America that you want to come all the way to India and you want to go to Radha Bhauri. So that is your meditation, right? It becomes a meditation, isn't it? He said, yes. Well, that's your qualification because ultimately the qualification to be in Raganuga Bhakti or enter in Raganuga Bhakti is Lolyam. That's it. Only desire. Sometimes artificially when we try to achieve it, we fall down. But suppose if we are actually following the process of sadhana bhakti properly, then automatically you will see that it becomes very, it's not that difficult for you to be on that level. For example, it is common we criticize Babaji. Hey, Babaji's go look at them, huh? They are giving Ragamar Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti to everybody, any Tom, Jack, and Harry. And then we make fun of Babajis and all, right? Very easily we make fun of them. I had one friend, Vishakha, and another friend of mine, his Tatpar Prabhu Radha Krishna Das. Both of them. One was from the Sampradaya, Bhajadai Gaur Radha Shyam Jab Hare Krishna Hare Ram, which we call the Upper Sampradaya. Another one was the disciple, or he's a disciple of Pujyapad Anandas Babaji Maharaj. Every morning I've seen both of them getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, no matter whether we are awake or not. And they're chanting their Gayatris. And they're when they get their suru, so this yoga pita meditation takes 45 minutes to 1 hour. How many of us can even chant 4 rounds while sitting on one asana? Forget about that. How many of us are actually able to chant our Gayatri with full of meditation or with full of dedication? So many Babajis, we criticize very easily, And I saw that Radha Krishna every day used to chant 64 rounds. And on every Ekadashi, Radha Krishna in front of me used to chant 119 rounds. From Delhi only, we used to have a competition 64 done, 64 done. We both had chanted together, for 4 years. At least 1.5 years initially. So, he and I, we were both very, very good, we had a competitive mentality with each other. Who's going to chant, how many rounds. But, I had seen Radha Krishna Prabhu chanting 64 rounds every day. And when he has nothing to do, he is just chanting 128 rounds every day. And we just say that Babaji is a Sahajya. Huh? So, when sometime Guru is giving you the higher taste, is giving you the qualification also. Sometimes we have to understand that also. That Guru is also empowering. Ultimately, Guru Tattva is only working on us, no? What else can work on us? Nothing. So, Sadhaka is not in his eternal Gopi Bhav, but he has some greed. Then he can also follow Raghunath Das Goswami. Now he is in the Avesh of Rati Manjari and feeling separation. O Swamini, Amrudasi, sitting somewhere in Govardhan, feeling so much separation and desiring to offer some prayers at your lotus feet. That is called Vilap Kusumanjali. She says, if Radhika says, ask, why? If Radhika asks, why are you doing Vilap? Then she will reply that she cannot bear this separation. Viraha Nitran. And that is why she wants to tell her heart's desire to her feet. हाँ कहते हैं ना मरना हो तो मैं मरूं श्री राधे के द्वार तभी तो लाडली पूछेगी ये कौन पड़े हो द्वार है ना हाँ दुमित प्रभु व्हाट इज द क्वेश्चन
वो मैं ये पूछ रहा था प्रभु कि आपने बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल दिया बाबा जी वाला। पर प्रभु इसमें मुझे एक ये डाउट था कि तो फिर तो एक्चुअली हम कहते हैं अंतकाले च मामेव स्मरण मुक्त कलेवरम, क्या तंत्र गति जो आपकी होंगी वही आप अटेंड करोगे। तो इसका मतलब तो फिर तो बोनाफाइड संप्रदाय कुछ कुछ रहा ही नहीं, मतलब आपने आपने कुछ
I
गुरु से
think
मिले।
somebody told me that Radha Vallabh Sampradaya is not a bona fide Sampradaya. ठीक है I said very good. For ISKCON, Gaudiya Math, for Gaudiya Math, ISKCON is not bona fide. For Babaji's, Gaudiya Math and ISKCON is not bona fide. For some Babajis, even Bhajradai Gaur Radhe Shyam is not bona fide. If we go a little bit more far, huh, then for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he had formed this Sampradaya, you know, matlab if I take very simple example, forget about example. Generally, Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya, Madhav Sampradaya people don't even accept some, now they have started accepting. Otherwise, earlier they were not accepting. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas from Keshav Bharati. So many people, so then where are we bona fide? Rup Sanatan were Muslim and they got again back in Hinduism, right? Who were bona fide? The ultimately the entire, sorry, it is getting recorded. I don't know what people are going to tell me afterwards. But just I'm giving you, कहते हैं ना क्या कहते हैं उसे, benefit of doubt. Think about it. Who is bona fide then? For us, he is not bona fide. For them, they are not bona fide. Like, we know that these are not bona fide for ISKCON. For Gaudiya Math, ISKCON is not very bona fide because they eat tomatoes on Ekadashi, they eat gajar. Yeah, they don't know how to sit on one asana, they don't know Suchi, Muchi, Bhoga, Prachadi properly. So many times, they say that. Babaji said that Gaudiya Math is like mental speculation of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Then if you go behind, so Babaji Sampradaya came from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not accepted by Madhvas sometime. Then what will you do? Dhruvid Prabhu, what will you do?
मैं तो मैं तो प्रभु वही करूंगा जो हमारे गुरु ने मुझे
Bas, that's it. Guru Mukha,
पद्मा वाक्य।
चित्तते करिए आएगी, हार
तो
ना करिए मने आशा. जब मेरे आचार्य मुझे कुछ कह रहे हैं ना, तो देयर इज अ रीजन बिहाइंड इट. खत्म बात. ओके, एंड इफ somebody is not bona fide, he is bona fide, that bona fide. If you keep on, Arey bhai, somebody is saying Radha Vallabh, Shri Harivansh and crying in separation from Radharani. So how can Radha Vallabh be different than, Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar? Are you getting my point?
यस प्रभु।
नंबर मैंने अभी एक चीज कोट करी कि मरना हो तो मैं मरूं श्री राधे के द्वार, तभी तो लाडली पूछेगी यो कौन पड़े हो द्वार. अभी बस 5 मिनट पहले इंग्लिश में मैं यही पढ़ रहा था. इफ साधिका इज नॉट इन हिज एटर्नल गोपी भाव, वही बताया था ना कि इफ इज सिटिंग एट गिरिराज गोवर्धन, है ना, then Radharani will appear and say, why are you doing Vilap? And then she will reply that, she cannot bear the separation. Viraha Nitaran. And that is why she wants to tell her heart's desire to her feet. That's the reason Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Prabhupada said, no need, there's no need to put efforts to look at Krishna or to find Krishna or to see Krishna. You should put efforts in such a way so that Krishna would like to see you. And this is what you call Kripamoyi Drishti. जो भी होती किसके माध्यम से है, it always happen
गुरु
through
के माध्यम से।
Guru Madhyam. Guru
प्रभु पर
may not have potency to protect, but Guru Tattva will protect.
प्रभु इसमें एक और चीज भी आ जाती है, जैसे भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर ने भी आइडेंटिफाई किया था कि इतने सारे अपसंप्रदाय है, तो प्रभु जो एज इट इज जो फिलोसफी है चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, वो कितने लोगों ने
देखो
मतलब ऐसे डिग्रेड कर
this
दी।
is definitely Upper Sampradaya. We are not going to follow the Upper Sampradaya. Upper Sampradaya simply means that when the deviation comes, for example, if we see, mm, like, Owl, Baul, Saki Beki, Chudadari, Prakar Sahajia, all these kind of people, they were like, kind of contaminating women. They were enjoying with women, right? They were trying to become Krishna. Somebody was acting like Mahaprabhu. So these things were actually the deviations, bro. And they were actually very dangerous for the society. And this Gauriya Vaishnava religion became a religion of sex only. So that's why he has, condemned it. And that is the reason we also believe that sometimes some sampradaya are not bona fide. But we don't have to say that. If the person has faith in his sampradaya, there's a possibility of him also getting delivered. If he has strong faith in his sampradaya. Or suppose if the sampradaya is not bona fide. So the sampradaya is bona fide, but you have no faith in your sampradaya. then you can also fall down anytime. Got the point?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
So we should know that there are two types of bhajan. The first is reading, chanting, and remembering Vipralamba Leela, the pastimes of separation. And the second is reading, chanting, and remembering Sambhog Leela, pastimes of meeting. A sadhaka should feel Vipralamba Bhav thinking, I am not seeing Krishna, I am not seeing Srimati Radhika, I am not seeing Braj, I am not seeing anything. हे राधे ब्रज देवी के चललिते हे नंद सुनो कुता श्री गोवर्धन कल्प पादप तले कालिंदी वने कुता घोषंता विधि सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेले महावीहलो वंदे रूप सनातनो रघुयुगो श्रीजीव गोपाल को. None of our acharya has ever claimed that I'm seeing Krishna, I'm meeting Krishna, I'm playing with Krishna, I'm dancing with Krishna. No. They were always and always and always showing that they are in separation with Krishna. In the bhav of his eternal Swarup, as the Manjari Raghunath Das Goswami has expressed his feeling of separation here by the word Ha Swamini. The gopis and the other Brajavasis like to meet Krishna, but Krishna plays in such a manner that they may enjoy Viprarasa. A sadhaka should always feel separation, like Raghunath Das Goswami is showing here. Separation from Krishna and especially from Srimati Radhika. He also felt separation from Rupa Goswami, and then Rupa Goswami entered into the Aprakat Leela. Raghunath Das Goswami has composed this shloka. Shunyayate Mahagoshtam Girindro Jagrayate Vyagrah Tundayate Kundam Jivatu Rahitasya Ne. Now that I no longer have the sustainer of my life, the land of Braja has become empty and desolate. Govardhan Hill has become like a great python, and Radhakund has become the gaping mouth of ferocious tigress. Shri Prarthana Ashray Chaturdashtaka, verse 11. Raghunath Goswami felt that he was so unfortunate because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu departed from this world and left him behind. After that, he always resided with Sarup Damodar, but soon afterwards he also departed. Next, he took shelter of Gadadhar Pandit, but soon he also left the world. Then he had to flee away to Vrindavan because they because every place, every particle of dust in Puri reminded him of them. Although our Gurudev has entered a Prakat Leela, we are not feeling intense separation from him. We have special opportunities like his Avirbhav and Tirobhav to remember him. But on that day, we are so busy arranging elaborate festival that we don't always have the opportunity to realize such separation from him. And perhaps sometimes while we are speaking, a tear may come to our eyes. And if the festival is too elaborate, then that also may not even happen. Arranging a festival is really for general devotees or those who come from outside the Matha. But we should do something by which we feel that separation, and that is called bhajan. Those who feel immensely obliged to him and did a great deal of service for him, and who feel indebted to him for all that they receive from him, will feel this separation. If we genuinely feel this way, we may weep, but not everyone will weep. Only those who serve Gurudev with Vipinamba Bhav will weep. In Shastra it is said, Vishram Vena Guru Seva. Means we should perform intimate seva to Gurudev. So much so that Gurudev is always pleased with that servant and not even consider that this servant is actually his disciple, but simply that the servant is so dear that he is like his very heart, like Ishwar Puripad and Govinda. This is a rare relationship, but it is absolutely necessary for the cultivation of Raganuga Bhakti. If we don't have the relationship like this, then we can not weep like Raghunath Das Goswami. When we see that our Gurudev is very merciful and so much greater than us, then we will feel one kind of sentiment. But when we think upon him, he was very near and dear to us, and now he loved us so much that we can weep profusely for him. Nanda Baba cries for Krishna. Yashodama weeps more than him, and gopis weep more than her because the relationship with him is so much more intimate. If we don't have such a relationship with our own Gurudev, we cannot imagine having a relationship with Rupa Manjari or Radhika and Krishna. Everything depends on how intensely we serve our Gurudev. All other relationships and experiences will develop in relation to our service to our Guru. If we can weep for Gurudev, then only we can weep for Shrimati Radhika. Whatever we have known has come exclusively from Gurudev. So, with our heart, we should weep for our own Gurudev. In the first sloka of Vilap Kusumanjali, Raghunath Das Goswami has wept for Rupa Manjari. It may seem that this verse has written in a joyful mood, but in actuality, he was remembering a pastime that took place before and weeping at the feet of Rupa Manjari, saying, "You have been so merciful to me, and I remember seeing you in such a mood that Krishna has kissed you and made some marks on your lips." And the second verse, Sthala Kamalani Yuktam Garvita. Raghunath Das Goswami is offering pranam and weeping, saying, "When will I see you in the condition again?" And these two verses are very important. Now, in the seventh verse, he says, "Ha Swamini Krishnam iha pranayena gadam." Can I weep for a moment? No, constantly. Not constantly, but just for one moment. Is it possible? If my realization were full, I would weep constantly. How should we weep? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the answer in the sixth verse of Shishtashkam. Nayanam Galata Shudharaya Vadanam Gadagada Rudraya Gira Pulkyan Chitam Mupukada Tadanam Brahmane Gene Bhavishyati. So Kim is not here there in the original verse. Grahane Kim Bhavishyati. Kim was not in the original shloka, like I told you before also. Trinadapi Sunichena Taro Riva Sahishona. Taro Riva Sahishona means being more tolerant, being more tolerant like the tree. But our acharyas have changed it to Taro Rapi Sahishuna, more tolerant than the tree. This is also another very important point. Huh? So we should pray, when will I weep while taking the name Hare Krishna, Radha Govinda or Vrindavaneshwari. So weeping is our dharma. In this verse, Raghunath Das Goswami says, Ati Uktanena Nitram Virahana Lena. My heart is burning in the great fire of separation. He is feeling this sentiment. I don't hope, but I am sure that by the grace of Raghunath Das Goswami, our Gurudev, our Guru Parampara, we will also realize sometime something of these sentiments one day. This is our prayer when we hear and sing this shloka. This should be our mood. When while chanting Harinam, remembering, listening, Tava Nama Grahane Bhavishyati. Tava Nama Grahane Bhavishyati. Those who are so lucky can weep, they can realize these things. Raghunath Das Goswami is praying to Srimati Radhika. Now I want to offer some flowers to your lotus feet. Those flowers are song about the pastime which he has either realized or heard about from Rupa Manjari and others. In writing like Raghunath Das Goswami is the mood of the sadhaka, and he has composed this Vilap Kusumanjali for the benefit of the sadhakas. In Prarthana, we say, Hari Hari Hare Ki Aman Das Hoye Haba Chadiya Purusha Deha Kabe Ba Prakriti Hava Dunhu Ange Chandana Param. O Lord Hari, when will this day come when my Purusha Bhav, my Purusha Abhiman goes far away, then I will obtain the form of a gopi. Dunu Ange Chandana Parava. Rita will give an order, and Vishakha will pass the order to Rupa Manjari. Krishna always likes to see new Sakhis, and you have collected some, so send one to Radhika, and Krishna to bring them some Chandan, Kumkum, and Agru. So fragrant, beautiful, smooth, and cooling. Then I take them and anoint the limbs of Sri Radha and Krishna, always looking towards my Guru Sakhi and Rupa Manjari to see whether I am doing it correctly or not. Srimati Radhika and Krishna desire this service, but because I am a new Sakhi, if I do anything wrong, they will laugh and become very much pleased. Taniya bandhibu chuda, navagunj have beda, nana fule ganti he diva or. And in the shape of Manjari, Gautam Das Thakur is remembering and he sees that Radhika's hair is untied and scattered hither and thither. He says, then from the corner of his eyes, Rupa Manjari will indicate to me that I should first fix Radhika's hair, so I will comb her hair as well as Krishna's. And the Radhika will show a face as to indicate that my combing is causing her some sort of pain. And her mouth will be slightly curved. When Rupa Manjari will say, "What are you doing? You should do something gently. You should do everything gently." Then Rupa Manjari will take the comb from my hand and teach me how to do it. And this is the duty of a guru. Afterwards, I will ask her, "Can I do it now?" And she will reply that I can after. I can. And then after combing and braiding Radhika's hair, Srimati will be decorated with the fragrant flowers like beli, chameli, juhi, nava, gunja hared veda, a garland of the gunja to both Srimati and Krishna. Nana Phule Gahani Dive Har. And then by gathering 7 or 8 different colors and flowers, I will make a Vaijanti Mala or the Vanamala. Some flowers will also be placed in Radhika's braid with very fine artistry. Then Krishna is given a garland, especially if it is made by Srimati Radhika. He always knows who has made it. Otherwise, likewise, if Krishna makes a garland, someone gives it to Radhika, she will immediately feel that Krishna has made it. Pita basana ange, pariva sakhi sange, badare tambula divar. Sakhi sange means that she is taking help of her Guru Sakhi and Rupa Manjari because she is new. After giving Radhika garland and clothes, I will decorate her ear, braids, and forehead with varieties of flowers, ornaments. दुनो रूप मनोहरी देरी व नयन भरी नीलांबर राई संजैया नवरत्न जरियानी बंदी व विचित्र बेनी तटे फूल मालती घंटिया. दुनो रूप मनोहरी दरी वे नयन भरी यानी then I will give kasturi bindi, and also draw the fish on her cheek. When it is all completed, I will hand them a mirror and from the side I will watch thinking how beautiful they are. Nilambare rice sajaya. I will give blue clothes, like the color of Krishna, to Radhika. She will wear a red skirt and with very fine upper clothes will be blue. Navaratna jari ani bandhiva vichitra beni tate full malati gathiya. I will place many beautiful jewels in her hair and decorating her braids with garlands of malati flowers. Sei rupa madhuri dekhi ba nayana bhari ei kori mane abhilas Jaya Rupa Sanatana Deha Moro Eidhana Nivedave Narottama Das. So Rohtam Das Thakur is praying to Rupa and Sanatan here because he is in the form of Rohtam Das Thakur. In the form of Vilasa Manjari, she will always pray to Rupa Manjari and Lavanga Manjari. O Rupa Lavanya Rashi. है ना है ना वृंदावन रमेश स्थान में in that we see. So Rati Manjari and all the other Sakhis. My desire is that someday I'll be able to directly see the beauty of the translator form of divine couple. O Rupa Sanatan, all glories to you. Please grant my desire, Narottam appeals to you in this way. In our present condition, we can read these prayers and certainly some quoting will come in our heart. Quoting only, but this will do and will create our samskar. This would just be quoting. In Krishna Karnamrita, similar desires have been expressed by Bilva Mangal Thakur. Kadanu Kashyanu Vipadrishayan Kai Sora Gadhi Karuna Bodhi Nah Vilochamyam Vipulabhyam Alokeshayan Vishai Karoti. Bilva Mangal Thakur is a Rasik Bhavuk Bhakta but not a Siddha Bhakta. He has something from Ragatmika Jan in his heart, so he is Bhava. He is Krishna Paksha and expressing feeling of separation from Krishna, not from Radhika. But he has some taste for Radhika's service also because Krishna does not want to listen to the prayers which are devoid of a connection with Radhika. If Krishna hears something like this, I am serving Radhika, then he is so pleased. So the shloka which we read, the meaning of this is when will Krishna, the ocean of grace, in his fresh youth, under some unknown dangerous circumstances, look at us with the wide eyes and accept us within our purview. Or Krishna, the ocean of mercy, will look at us, So Vilomanga Thakur has written all the slokas in Krishna Karnamrita in connection with Srimati Radhika. In the first verse, he wrote Jaya Shri. Krishna is so beautiful. His mouth, his eyes, his nose, his hands, everything. Though Krishna's feet are not as beautiful as his face. And his toes of petals. He wrote that the rays are emanating from the end of those petals, meaning the nails of his toes, and Radhika is offering arati to those rays. But we don't like to hear these things. Within his own mood, he has written something very beautiful, but it is only for those of his mood. We would become pleased if Bilva Mangal had written about Krishna's offering Arati to Srimati Radhika's lotus feet. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being in the mood of Srimati Radhika, certainly realized Krishna Karnamrita, we should see what Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, Swarupa Damodar, Raya Ramananda realized. Not Radhika or Krishna or our goal is to perform service like Manjaris, not like Radhika. Radhika always want to hear Krishna's name and Krishna Radhika's, but we should go in the proper channel. Raghunath Das Goswami has not written Vilap Kusumanjali for Krishna, but for Srimati Radhika. Also in Sankalpa Kalpadruma, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur saying, Vrindavaneshwari Vayo गुणरूप लीला सौभाग्य केली करुणा जलधे आराधेहि दासी भावनी सुख्यनी सदा स कंठम सुन त्वाम अलिभि पर्वतम इदम एव याचे सुनो O Queen of Vrindavan, O great ocean of mercy, playfulness, good fortune, transcendental pastimes, beautiful virtue, and youthfulness, please hear my prayers. Let me be your maid servant. I will always please you, who stays with your lover and your friend, I beg this to you. I'll always please you to stay with your lover and your friends. So Jeev Goswami in the Sankalpa Kalpa Druma is also praying to Srimati Radhika. All our Goswamis, this is a speciality of our Sampradaya that we should also pray in this way. And when we pray to Srimati Radhika, Krishna will also come and secretly try to hear. Oh. So, Gopeshwara, nahi, Gopavesha, Venukara, Navkishore Natora. ठीक है रघुनाथन गोस्वामी is using the word he is in this verse in Bangla or Sanskrit he means alas lamenting. Hey Karuna Sagar, O ocean of mercy, I am so much distressed because you are not seeing towards me. Every bhakta wants Krishna to see him. But Navakishore means always Kishore. Oh Navakishore, you should see me how much in misery I am. I'm not getting the darshan of Vrindavan or Harinam or you all. So on one hand, Sri Raghunatha Goswami has so much utkantha. On the other hand, he has heard all the sweet glories of Krishna, how he sees, how he walks, his movement, and how sweet his mercy is. So he becomes so unmada, unmadan. Unmad means to do something which is wrong. When one desires to render services in the correct manner, it is called Swabhaviki Sthiti, one's natural position. But when one loses perspective due to ecstasy and does things which should not be done, it is called Unmad. We should not sit on Krishna's shoulder, but in Unmad, the gopis can do that. The gopis can order Krishna as they like. This is called Unmad. My God. Yeah. So when Krishna left the gopis during the Rasa Leela, they thought about him more and more until they become mad, Unmad Vasta, and began to imitating him. Each and every gopi thought, I am Krishna and all of you are my beloved. In Anand Vrindavan Jampu, Kavi Kanpura explained how this happened. Each gopi was thinking herself to be Krishna and saw some of the others as Putana, Agasura, Bakasura. Now, what is happening? One's asakti or attachment is never directed to where there is no taste. Where there is some taste and it is favorable. We can become attached to it, and only then can we have tadatmaya bhav. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying you are a very beautiful Kishore, and having cloth in the hand, Tribhanga Lalit and calling gopis to Abhisar in Vrindavan. So on the tape of Maharaj says, Nav Kishore Vipralayate Lochana. When asking him, later he recited the other verses. Anyways, जो ये होता है ना तदात्म्य भाव मतलब feelings of unity or oneness. So we will not become attached to something which is pratikula or unfavorable, nor will we become absorbed in remembering it. Putna is pratikula, so the gopis will not become a mad and feel oneness with her. In reenacting Putna Lila, one gopi forced another gopi to the ground, climbed on the top of her, and looked and took her breast in her mouth. Here, Kavi Kanpura reveals that those ladies who are acting like Putna are manifestations created by the potency of Yog Maya because gopis will not take on Putna Bhav. This is a very important thing and it is difficult to understand this from reading and discussion of the pastime in Srimad Bhagavatam. When there are things pratikula for gopis, then Yoga Maya is arranging everything. Yoga Maya is helping them, and all the gopis are thinking, I am Krishna. I am performing all the leelas. Here, Kavi Kanpura reveals something else. Krishna himself acting in Tadatmya Bhav has entered the gopis' heart and is actual cause of their identifying with him. But where there is Pratikula Bhav, such as when they are imitating Putra, everything is arranged by Yoga. For example, when kids are doing natak, one person become a daku. So he is becoming a daku, acting like a daku and becoming very ferocious, very ugly, behaving very ugly, very nasty, in a very nasty way. Not that he has a bhav of becoming a daku. He's acting like a daku so that everybody can get inspired and would never want to be like him, right? With the negative, even doing negative acting in such a way that nobody would want to become like that particular negative person. How many of us, when we see movies and when we see somebody is a terrorist, how many of would like to become? How many of us would like to become like a terrorist? But the act and the play is going on. So so Pratikul Bhav, such as when they are imitating Putra, everything is arranged by Yogamaya. Another example of that is when the gopis heard Krishna's flute playing and left their husbands in the dead of night. Yogamaya expanded duplicate gopis to take their places. Another very important point, huh? So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur makes a point in this connection. At that time, because Krishna had entered the gopis, all of his six opulences fully manifested in them. Although they were only imitating Krishna's pastimes, they became capable of lifting Govardhan hill or subduing Kaliya. They had the power because Krishna is there. If the gopis are in Krishna, Krishna can do, otherwise, Krishna cannot do all these things because this is the effects of the gopi's power. Gopis are Swarup Shakti, so that Krishna doesn't mean. I think this is a very important point. So if you want me to explain, I can explain later. Let's finish this particular verse first. So returning to the original form, when praying, chanting Harinam or thinking Harinam, we should feel some Vipralam Bhav. If we have no mood of separation, then we will have to gradually develop this Bhav through the execution of sadhana. By reading about these pastimes, sometimes something will enter our heart. Someday we'll fully experience all these things. And also, by remembering Gurudev, we should always think of Gurudev. If we do not understand the mercy of Gurudev, then we cannot understand anything. In Raganuga Bhakti or our sadhana bhakti should be performed with lobha, greed for Raga Bhakti. Raghunath Das Goswami and Rupa Goswami are weeping and weeping, but we are not shedding even the one tear drop. We are quite dry. In the verse Raghunath Das Goswami, the sweet Sambandha, Ha Swamini, my Swamini, he has told, Mad Isha Natve Vaj Vipin Chandram Brajvane Swarim Tan Nathatve Tad Atul Sakhiyitve Tu Lalitam Vishakam Shikasali Varatana Gurutve Priyo Saro गिरिधरो तत्प्रेक्ष ललित रति दत्वे स्मर मनः मन शिक्षा 9th श्लोक O Srimati Radhika, you are my supreme Radha Devi, you are my Swamini. If anyone asks me who Krishna is, I will tell them that Krishna is the Prananath of my Ishwari, Srimati Radhika. So our relationship with Krishna is through Radhika. He is Srimati Radhika's Prananath and he also worshipable to us, but our main worshipable deity is Radhika. Tathetve, Tathatve. ठीक है? Then because she is so dear to Srimati Radhika, Lalita Devi is also worshipable. Vishakha Devi was born in the same day, on the same day as Srimati Radhika, and so less qualified, and this she is not less qualified than Radhika. Both Lalita and Vishakha always desire everything to be in a relationship to Srimati Radhika, and then only will they have any appreciation for it. We should also be like this and see everything in relation to Srimati Radhika. Suppose one girl is coming from Nandagram and another one is coming from Yavat or Varsana, which will be preferred? The one from Yavat, because she is coming from Srimati Radhika. We'll first see how Radhika is, then Krishna. Rupanuga Bhakta will always give preference to Srimati Radhika. Weeping and weeping, Raghunath Goswami is laying on the bank of Radhakund, taking nothing to eat or drink, always drink and always standing Radhe Radhe. He prays, I think that someday or another you will have to give me your mercy. And if you don't, I have no need of Krishna's mercy or Radha Kunda mercy or any mercy. In the commentary of Vilap Kusumanjali, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is quoted saying that Sambhog and Vipalamba are standing side by side eternally. Someone who has some realization of Vipalamba can taste Sambhoga for the first time. But those who have no experience of Vipalamba, how we can realize we cannot. How we can realize Vipalamba? How we can achieve Vipalamba there? Here is the main object of our sadhana, bhajan. And if Vipalamba is there, then we cannot or we can realize all these things. So there was a very funny statement came in this particular verse before that if the gopis are in Krishna, Krishna can do, otherwise Krishna cannot do all these things because this is the effects of the gopis' power. So gopis are Swarupa Shakti, so that Krishna does mean that gopis are doing. Every quality and every power in Krishna are gopis, but they don't reveal it. Otherwise, the pastimes will not be done. Like Yashoda, she cannot do anything. Sakhas, they can kill lakhs and lakhs of Kamsas, Agasura, Bakasura, and all, but they don't exercise their power. Gopis also, Shankachuda, he took Srimati Radhika on his shoulder and ran away, and she and the gopis were crying. Why they were crying? Not for Naralila. If they wanted to exercise their power, they could. Besides that, everybody saw the power of Hanumanji, but Hanuman did not burn the Lanka or did not kill Ravan. Why? Because he wanted his guru to get established. This is another guru bhakti. Gopis are all qualities, everything of Krishna, more than Krishna because they can defeat Krishna. They cannot control Krishna. Radhika is more beautiful than Krishna, more powerful than Krishna. Once Krishna wanted to wrestle with Radhika, and Radhika challenged Krishna, you can come, we will see who is defeated and who is winner. At first, Radhika tied up her clothes to become ready to wrestle. Krishna came and Srimati Radhika defeated Krishna. All were clapping. Radhika took all the power from Krishna and Krishna became weak. Govardhan thought Krishna lifted him, but actually Srimati Radhika lifted because she is the power. She is Shakti. So Krishna is Guru of whole world, but Prema Guru of Krishna is Radhika. So he also learned from Lalita, Vishakha, Chitra, especially from Lalita. But Krishna is so high that by Prem he does so. He is Tattva, Advayam, Jnanam Tattvam. Ishwar Bhagavatam, it has been written, Vadanti Tattvatva Vidas Tattvam Yaj Jananam Advayam. In Krishna, everything is there. So Krishna shows that I am defeated by gopis, so he tells that. You know. Hare Krishna. Any question, any comment? Seventh verse is over. नो कमेंट।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु. दंडवत प्रणाम. Prabhu,
प्रभु।
wonderful, wonderful class, Prabhu. Prabhu, I just have one question, kind of reflection. So, when we say that uh, gurus fall down, or when we hear stuff like that, what happens to the disciple? Does Guru Tattva protects the disciple or guides the disciple?
Actually, yeah. Whenever
Okay.
you have attachment to your, you see, again, I'm telling you, na, whenever you have to do the analysis, yesterday in the class we said, whenever you want to check yourself, whether your whatever devotional service or whatever practice you're performing is worth or not, you check what was your consciousness behind doing that particular activity, right?
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
same way, Guru is also seen in the same way. Sometimes internally, sometimes externally. Sometimes he is His Holiness XYZ Swami, but sometimes he's Guru Tattva. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, one time, one devotee used to say, like, what happened? A very funny thing happened. That, I was talking to one sadhu about one very exalted devotee at Radhakund. He said, "Arey yaar, chhod na." The other day I saw that he stopped at the shop and he had, one limca and he was drinking limca in the public in front of everybody. So, like, that particular person had made a comment very easily that a person was taking limca. He did not even think, he never thought twice that why was he taking limca, or just because the exalted sadhu is taking limca, does it make him a lower class person?
Hmm.
No, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah, same way Guru fell down, or Guru had changed his ashram, or Guru is not able to perform devotional service properly, or something like this. Then in that case, just take it easy.
Hmm.
No? Guru Tattva will protect you for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Prabhu, thank you for that. And Prabhu, another thing, very something that I always admire that you were sharing today about, before even crying for Sri Radha Krishna or Lordships, we should weep for our gurus, Gurujan,
Yeah.
especially our Guru. So that's something very nice reflection, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing that.
Pashane Kutibo Mata.
Yes, Pasane Kutibo
Adane
Mata.
Prashibo.
Anale.
Oh.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Again,
Okay,
Dandavat Pranam.
Chinmay, you can go, no problem. Do you have any question or comment? You can say. Chitra, you want to say? No. ठीक है, no problem.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, मुझे एक क्वेश्चन था, मैं कल पूछूंगी क्योंकि वहां पे मैं
पूछ
क्लास
ले,
चालू
भूल
नहीं
जाएगी
करूंगी
तू।
8:30 को।
अरे भूल जाएगी,
नहीं
कोई बात
नहीं, मैं
नहीं है।
आपको मैसेज मैसेज डालती हूँ क्योंकि वहां पे मुझे बार बार वो लोग कॉल करे ज्वाइन करने के लिए। दैट्स व्हाट।
चलो ज्वाइन इट, नो प्रॉब्लम।
ये छोड़ नहीं सकती और वहां पे
कोई बात नहीं, मैं वैसे
या
नॉर्मली आई एम टेकिंग
या
क्लासेस
सीरियसली,
अर्ली, या टुडे
ये
अर्ली।
ये छोड़ने का मन नहीं करता है, इसलिए मैं आधा घंटा लेट हूँ। वहां पे 8:30 को चालू किया उन्होंने। दे आर सपोज टू स्टार्ट एट 8 p.m. ओनली, बट
चलो,
वील आस्क यू टुमारो। ओके, श्योर। थैंक यू प्रभु।
ओके,
हरे कृष्ण।
आई विल। ध्रुव, यू वांट टू से समथिंग?
प्रभु, बहुत, वो तो बहुत ही बढ़िया क्लास था प्रभु आज का। मुझे बहुत पसंद आया, और बहुत गुह्य गुह्य तत्व और तत्व की दृष्टि से आपने बहुत अच्छे से समझाया गुरु तत्व। फिर हमारा विषय तत्व, आश्रय तत्व क्या है। प्रभु, कितनी बार एक प्रश्न एक और आता है। मैं मेरी कुबुद्धि से बात कर रहा हूँ प्रभु, तो हमें माफ करना। पर कितनी बार ये प्रश्न और आता है कि जैसे हमने भक्ति में ज्वाइन किया, तो उसके बाद तो हम सब लोग बोल रहे थे कि भाई कृष्णा कृष्णा भजो, कृष्णा कृष्णा बोलो, ये के सब कृष्णा, हमने कहा। तो जैसे रागानुगा में आए, सबने गेम उल्टा कर दिया कि भाई आप राधा राधा भजो, कि आप राधा रानी के दास को वो करो। तो फिर प्रभु, ऐसे इस तरह से ये साधक ये सब चीजों को कैसे समझ सकता है कि कि व्हाट इज द अप्रोच, बिकॉज कितनी बार हम ये भी कहते हैं, भक्ति सिद्धार्थ महाराज भी ये कह रहे थे कि क्या हम राधा रानी को इसीलिए पूछते हैं बिकॉज उनको कृष्णा, हम कृष्ण को इसीलिए पूछते हैं बिकॉज हम राधा रानी को पसंद है, वरना तो हम कृष्ण को नहीं पूजेंगे। तो वो एक्चुअली राधा कुंड पे भी एक बात हुई थी। तो प्रभु हम इसको कैसे समझ सकते हैं, बिकॉज हम तो देखते हैं कि आराध्यो भगवान ब्रजेश तनया तद्धाम वृंदावनम, एक तो हमारा विषय तत्व है वो
No,
तो कृष्ण ही
listen, the
रहेगा।
idea is only one, that it is Avesh, Avesh, when something is said in Avesh, it has a
हम्म,
different meaning altogether. Please try to understand that when we have to worship Radha Krishna, we have to worship Radha Krishna both. We have to worship both Radha and Krishna.
हाँ
So
प्रभु।
you cannot just worship one. Okay. So when we are worshiping Radharani, we are worshiping Radharani in the context of Krishna. When we are worshiping Krishna, we are worshiping in the context of Radharani. Try to understand, don't get confused about it. And I know that you're not confused and you're asking this question for other people. And it makes sense to me. I do understand. I really understand your point, what your point you want to make here. But we need to understand, Prabhu, that whenever something is said, like for example, very simple, you are at the war field and Bharat Mata Ki Jai. When everybody's saying Bharat Mata Ki Jai, they get a different kind of vibes altogether, right?
यस।
When you are at the, for example, don't forget about that. You will be say Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So many times you said Hari Bol, it may not have a meaning. But suppose if you are with 70, 80 devotees, and when everybody is saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, you start shouting Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, right? Like you're shouting together, no? So that is called Avish. That's called you're getting energized. है ना? Same way, sometimes things are said. हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल वन टाइम लोकनाथ महाराज was singing हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हट stop, what is this हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, we're not from हरि बोल संप्रदाय, say Hare Krishna. You know what I mean? But Mahaprabhu is saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol. We are all the time saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Whenever we fall down, we say oh, Hari Bol. What cheese we like, we say Hari Bol. And when we meet each other, we say Hari Bol, right? तो आवेश है, वी कैन नॉट सेपरेट डिवाइन कपल। इसीलिए कहते हैं ना कि सुन रही सखी सच कह हूँ प्यारी, तू जल है सोमीन, राधे तेरो ही आदीन, और कृष्णा श्यामा तेरो ही आदीन, है ना? लेकिन नॉर्मली वी से राधा रानी इज द टॉप मोस्ट सर्वेंट ऑफ कृष्णा, बट इन आवेश वी से कृष्णा इज द टॉप मोस्ट सर्वेंट ऑफ राधा रानी. So ultimately, whenever the Manjaris are trying to please, trying to decorate Radharani, their intention is simple. That Krishna should feel more attracted towards Radharani. So indirectly, they are still serving Krishna. So you have no. Each and every activity of all the gopis and all the sakhis and everybody is that only to please Krishna only. That's it. How to make Krishna fall in love for Radharani today. Radharani is cooking and all the Manjaris are helping her so that the food can be more tastier than yesterday. Their menu is never repeating. Every day they are making a new thing. So the role of the Banjari is very simple. The role of we can never separate the divine couple. Only just in Avesh, our Acharya sometimes emphasize on one point, but their mood is also the same. That we can never separate one from another. Take bro.
हाँ प्रभु, बहुत बहुत ब्यूटीफुली समझाया, बिकॉज कई बार क्या होता है कि हम हमारे में इतना बुद्धि नहीं होती है कि हम समझ पाए कि तथाचार्य जो कह रहे हैं वो आवेश में कह रहे हैं या फिर किसी को पर्सनली कह रहे हैं। तो ये भी चीज है प्रभु।
Yeah, वो कह रहा हूँ, I said, he said, Prabhupada, why are you chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol? Are you from Hari Bol Sampradaya? Say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You know, so this is what he's like. One I know one sadhu, no criticism, but generally he brought a new concept, another concept of chanting Gauranga and Nityananda. And he has taken the references from the scriptures, saying that after chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one should, before that, one should chant 16 names of Nityananda, 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 16 rounds of Nityananda, and 16 rounds of Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. सर्वत्र प्रचार हुई में मोर नाम. More naam means my name. Mahaprabhu is saying that. What will you do? Our acharyas have given only Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but he brought Nityananda and Gauranga. And I know so many people, who is in who is in that Sampradaya school of thought, chanting every day Nityananda, Nityananda, 16 rounds of Gauranga, 16 rounds of Nityananda. Are you there, or you gone or lost?
हाँ हाँ प्रभु, मैं सुन रहा हूँ।
Right? So Prabhu, Avesh, ultimately we cannot separate Radha Krishna from each other. वृंदावन वास मिले, अब यही हमारी आशा है, जमुना तट और छांव कुंजन की, जहाँ रसिकों का वासा है, सेवा कुंज मनोहर निधिवन, जहाँ हर रस बारो मासा है, ललित किशोरी ये दिलम, उस युगल रूप का व्यासा है. Whenever you're talking about Radha Krishna, they're yugal. They're non-separated from each other. ठीक है. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Dandavad.